Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce the release of my first sweep picking etude as well as the launch of my new website. So today we're going to be taking a little bit of a look into that etude that you just heard, and to start out we're going to go over the purpose behind this exercise. So it's not as much about developing all-out speed as much as it is about control, about position shifting, and about connecting your arpeggios together melodically. So those are some of the things I find a lot of people who are new to sweep picking kind of struggle with, but some more advanced players struggle with that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and play through that first section again slowly, and then we'll take it from there. So here in that first section we have just essentially 4 different chords going on, one measure on A minor, one measure on F major, one measure of B diminished, and then one measure of E major. So we're kind of in A harmonic minor here. And so as we go through these, we're not necessarily going to stick in one position for each one of these arpeggios. So this first one, start out on A minor, just there in root position on the 5th string. Then we're gonna slide up and come down here, kind of in your A minor bar chord position there. We're only gonna stay there briefly. Then we slide back down to resolve to the F major. So kind of the idea behind this is that we're shooting for connecting our arpeggios together in a melodic way. So instead of jumping across the fretboard, keeping everything in the same voicing, we're instead going to be going through different voicings in order to connect our arpeggios together by step when possible. So that way it gives it a little bit more of a melodic sense as well. So this is really good for developing control because we need to hear both notes anytime we slide. Since we're in 16th notes here, we're still going to want to hear both the starting note and the ending note of the slide, because those are each going to get a 16th note. So really make sure that you don't rush through the slide. That is very easy to do. So there are a lot of slides in this exercise to really work at that. And then another thing we want to watch out for, once we get to that F major chord, we're going to be coming down through this position here where we do have those 3 strings being barred. Make sure to be really careful that you are rolling through that bar to make sure those strings don't ring out together as a chord. We want to hear each one of those individually. So again, developing control over your technique and making sure that we're keeping things clean. Then it goes from the F major into the B diminished. And as we're going through that B diminished in this position, as we come back up, the tail end of that, there's a little bit of a phrasing device that I used there to make sure the timing worked, of resolving from that F here in the B diminished to the E major that it's going to next. So I'm not a huge fan of 2-string sweep picking, but occasionally that can be helpful at the tail end if you need to make the timing work out. So instead of going from B, D, F, back to D, back to B, we're just going B, D, F, straight back to B, D, F, and resolving to E. So that's a little bit of a phrasing idea you can try and work into your own playing, and just helps again with the idea of connecting things together melodically. If you're trying to resolve to that specific note, makes things a little bit more effective that way. And then as we go through the E major, we're going to go through 2 different positions. The first of which we're going to be in pretty much that same voicing we were in for F, just down a half step, but we're only going to use the top 3 strings here. And then we will shift up into like your full E major bar chord shape. And here with this, you can put this G sharp down here on the 6th string. You'll see that in the 3rd section of this exercise. But to get that slide from G sharp into A, I prefer playing it here on the 5th string. And so to accomplish that, instead of barring the 4th string and 5th string here, I'm using pinky and ring finger to give me a little bit more leeway getting down to that G sharp, E, G sharp, sliding back up into E. So we have kind of a lot going on here, but these are just some different ideas of how you can connect these arpeggios together. And we're always trying to resolve by step here, that way they connect very smoothly. And we just want to make sure, again, that we're really focusing on our timing, that we're focusing on control, especially on those slides to shift from one position to the next. And so if you guys are interested in learning a little bit more about the technique of sweep picking itself, how to keep it clean, how to build your speed with it, I will be doing another lesson on that here pretty soon. So make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you do want to pick up the tab for this, it is now up on my website, jakejensenguitar.com. And you can either get it just as a PDF, or you can get it as a bundle with the PDF, the guitar profile, and the backing track I played to in the beginning. And those are both on sale right now for the first week of the launch. So make sure you subscribe, and I will see you guys later.